Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Alchemist here. If you can't hear me, please let me know. Please write it down, and so I can change the mic. Because I'm trying to figure out this thing. Oh, perfect. Thank you, actress. Thank you for letting me know. Hello, actress. Hello, Marcia. Hello, Camelia. Thank you guys for joining. Yeah, I'm sorry about. So what happened? I had a little complication, technical complication. I scheduled a live, and then I couldn't access it anymore. I couldn't find it, so I had to just redo a new one from scratch, which is this one right now I think it's working right now. So just hold on a second, please, because I'm trying to figure out certain things so I can read your questions on the screen and everything. Um, okay, okay. All right, so I have your questions here clearly on the screen. And one moment before we can start. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for all of you. Thank you, Peter, Anita, Dr. Faisal. Thank you all. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Again, this is a live occult session. I haven't done these in a while, and it's just about answering if you have any questions about the occult, about alchemy, about magic, and if you want to know anything, if you have any questions, here I am. I can hopefully my answers will help you, and yeah, I need to do more lives. I don't do them that often. I used to do them more. If you go to my live section here on YouTube, there's a live section. You'll see a lot of lives that I used to do before. And unfortunately, because of time and certain elements in my life, I can't do lives a lot as before. But if you have any questions, please feel free to write them down on that live section where you can write your comments, and I can answer them. I can answer the questions for you. Hello, hello, Strega Era, Inawich. Thank you for joining. I am Divine. I'm the chosen one. Hello, Fact Slide. I'm trying to read your names here. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining. So I'm going to give you some time to write down your questions and I can start answering them. First of all, how are you guys doing? How are you doing with what's going on in the world right now? It's intense. There's a lot of things happening, a lot of wars waging. Um, and this it's the energy is murky, it's dense, it's heavy. You can just feel it in the air. No matter which country you're in, you can feel that kind of energy. But you're not supposed to pay attention to it too much, because we're here to focus on our energy so we don't have to come back and reincarnate as human beings again and again. So try to stay away from the distractions, from the news, from the wars, even though that stuff, if you especially if you're an empath, and if you're on this path, that's gonna affect you for sure. But try to stay in peace with who you are, no matter what's going on around you. All of the sages of ancient past, wars and whatever external um, was happening, external circumstances and situations didn't affect their own peace. So try to always keep your peace intact no matter what's going on around you. If you see something in social media that's negative, don't let it affect you. People's comments, people's opinions, people's behaviors. You, the goal for the initiates is to be in peace no matter what happens. Just remember that. Okay? So let's see if you guys wrote some questions here. Where? Okay, let me see. Let me see. For those of you who can't watch this live, you can rewatch it later because it's gonna be part of the videos on this channel. So let's see. I'm trying to read the first question. Okay, I'm gonna start with this one here from Radhika. Radhika. I hope I'm saying it right. Hello, Radhika. What are your thoughts on practicing demonology? Demonology is just a path. It's a tool. It's one of the paths that you can choose. Similarly to alchemy, to witchcraft, to healing, to reading tarot, everyone chooses different paths for their journeys. Demonology is the practice of knowing all of the demons that exists out there. It's mainly comes from Solomonic tradition, the demons of Solomon, the Lemegeddon, also known as the Lesser Key of Solomon. So, the Lesser Key of Solomon is this book that was written in the Middle Ages by some Europeans that states the names of the demons and their properties and how they can help you and how to. It doesn't really state how to invoke them, but it just states the names of the demons, the properties. So, demonology, if it helps you, then go for it. You can learn about the demons, about their names, about their properties. For invoke, the sigils are available in the Lesser Key of Solomon as well, even though the sigils were introduced later on. So, the Lesser Key of Solomon first it stated the demons, the names of the demons and their properties. Later on, someone drew the sigils for each demon. Someone, and it's not known, and it's also in the Middle Ages. So, one thing I want to remind you for this field and the field of the occult in general, don't just believe anything because it's written in a book, okay? Just because someone wrote something or someone drew something, don't just believe it. If it resonates with you, totally fine. Go ahead, do it. You can practice it. If it doesn't resonate with you, question it, research it. That's the role of the master. Always question everything. Okay, the Lesser Key of Solomon, it states the demons. Where do these demons come from? Who are the authors? Who wrote this book? Why the imagery is like that for the demons? When you research, you're going to find out that there's a French artist who was very religious, Christian religious, and he drew those grotesque representations of the demons because he was religious. And back then in the Middle Ages, Christianity and demons were like, you know, it's like demons are something bad. So, of course, they're trying to portray these demons as something grotesque, as something really gross. That's why the images of these demons look really disturbing. Some of them look disturbing. Like, for example, Beelzebub is a fly. Come on, like, give me a break. Anyone with one brain cell would know that that doesn't make any sense. He's one of the strongest demons or spirits that exists out there, and he's depicted as a fly. Give me a break. Give me a break. So those things don't fool me, and I don't want them to fool you because a lot of people get fooled by that. Same thing for the sigils. Someone drew the sigils. Sure, those sigils for the Lesser Key of Solomon, they don't resonate with me. I never used them, and the first time I saw them, I'm like, this stuff, I don't know. I don't know who drew this, but it doesn't sit well with me. If it works for you, that's for me, Seth Alchemist. If it works for you, use those sigils. And a lot of people use those sigils, they tattoo them, they have them as amulets, and so on and so forth. It's fine if they resonate with you, but I don't want to use sigils that appeared out of nowhere. No one knows who drew them. I don't want to use that. They never resonate with me, and that's why I don't care about them. So Take this with a grain of salt. Demonology, yes. Researching demons, yes. But someone wrote that stuff. How about the spirits you see? How about the spirits you feel? That's what's important. And that's what I try to teach on this channel. This channel doesn't teach you to be a follower. You're not supposed to be a follower of me. You're not supposed to be following me or following someone else. You're supposed to be following yourself. Your experiences makes you who you are. Your experiences gives you the truth you need to know. What are the spirits you see? And nowadays you see this in the occult community, in the spiritual community, everyone Hecate this, Hecate das, Hecate, Hecate. Yeah, Hecate was amazing. But what about the spirits you see? The spirits that you see? What about them? Are you ignoring them? It's not about just something that was written in the past and it has become popular to the point that it's an archetype, and even more so, it's becoming an egregore. It's not even an archetype anymore. Now it's becoming an egregore. It's like, Hecate, whoa, Hecate. Okay, calm down. Calm down. Hecate existed the same way Anubis existed, the same way Ra existed, the same way Zeus existed, the same way Hades existed. It's all good. But what's with humanity and the obsession with these deities? Obsession. Stop obsessing about demons, about gods, about deities. Because if you obsess about them, you're going to come back as a human. You're going to come back. You're going to come back. You're not going anywhere. You're going to come back to pray to them again and again and again and build statues for them again and pray for them again. Be careful. Yes, knowledge is amazing. It's good to know these things. Go read the Lemegeton. Read the Lesser Key of Solomon. Read it. Know about the demons. Know their properties. But then with that knowledge, how can you use it for yourself? How does it serve you? It's not about you serving something. It's about what does the knowledge serve you for your spiritual growth. That's how it works. In this channel, we're not here to worship demons. We're not here to worship gods and goddesses. I've said this since the beginning. Some people get it, some people don't. The 1% get it. Because when I say I'm an occultist, people think that I worship stuff. I don't worship a goddamn thing. I'm here to share what I know with you. So hopefully it's going to help you on your journey to activate your soul. Because the goal is to pass the test of being a human. Being a human is a test and you need to pass it, period. If you don't pass the test of being a human being, if you don't pass that test, you're going to come back. That's it. It's as simple as that. Everything else is up to your interpretation and belief. So that's what I have for that question. Let's see on the screen another question. Strega Era by Inowich. Hello, Inowich. First of all, I would like to thank you so much for joining. You're wonderful. You're amazing. What you do for the collective, and your question is about the collective. Inowich, by the way, for those of you who are watching, she's the one who taught me tarot from scratch. She's the one who taught me tarot and taught me many things in the beginning of my journey and helped me become who I am. So I'm always giving credits to Inowich. She's incredible, and it's my honor that she's present here. Inowich, her question is, can you please talk about the energy of the collective? Yes, the energy of the collective, I mentioned it a little bit in the beginning of this video. It's right now it feels dense. It feels like heavy. It feels angry. The wars that are happening, the genocides, the hate. Everywhere you go, there's just hate on social media, on the internet, videos. It's just hate, racism, people bringing up race. Everyone is hating everyone. It's just murky. It's mad. It's just, that's the energy of the collective. And I highly recommend you guys not to submerge yourself in that. Keep the peace within you. You have to just keep that peace that surrounds you. You have a few people around you maybe some pets, maybe some animals, and that's it. And you have love in your home, in your life. That's what you need to focus on. Don't focus on the madness that's going on in the world right now. It's madness, it's pure madness. The hatred is coming to the surface, and everyone is angry. Everyone wants to fight. Everyone wants to project their hatred on other people. Everyone wants to blame others. Everyone wants to blame someone else for something. It's even with the wars that are happening right now. It's about blame. You did this, you did that. You're responsible for this. You're responsible for that. I'm the best thing in the world. You're the worst thing in the world. And that's, please stay away from that. And here's the thing. It might get worse. So focus on your own peace. Focus on your own peace. Stay away from that stuff. Stay away from it. There are a lot of people suffering, bombarded, being killed, losing limbs every day. What's happening in Gaza? Like, it's atrocious. It's atrocious. It's stuff I never imagined I would witness while I'm alive. Stuff happening in the Congo. Like, it's just the things that, like, if you actually focus on that, you will be depressed. It gives depression. You'll feel depressed, and you'll feel like you just want to die. You'll feel that there's no need to live anymore. But please stay away from the drama. Send love. uh, do rituals for liberation, for protecting the people in need. That's all you can do at the moment. You can't do anything else. That's all you can do. As a human being, that's all you can do. So stay away from the drama, stay away from the hate. If someone insults you, just look the other way. Walk the other. Let them insult you. Let them tell you you're an asshole, you're a bad person. Let them say that. Don't engage. Don't engage in hatred. Don't engage in toxicity. Let people think whatever they want to think about you, say whatever they want to say about you. Keep focusing on your peace. Focus on your peace. And the more you focus on your peace, you can shift dimensions. Because this is one reality where this is happening right now. You can shift your reality into a reality that has more peace, that has less wars, that has less hatred. But the goal is to use your mind's energy, and the all is mind, like the first Hermetic principle. The all is mind, everything is created by the mind. Focus on the peace, on love, on happiness. The more you focus on that in your meditations, in your practices, the more you're going to shift your reality to see that around you. That's going to start reflecting around you. Okay? But like what Inowich asked, the energy of the collective, the majority of the energy, I would say a good 85% of the energy of Earth is full of hatred right now, and it's dangerous. It is so dangerous. So I hope this is not going to get worse. I hope, stay safe, focus on your peace, don't engage in hatred and toxic stuff. Stay away from the madness that's going on right now, and hopefully you can shift realities towards the reality that has more peace and less war. They say it's the age of Aquarius, but each age goes for thousands of years. So maybe we're just in the beginning of the age of Aquarius. So maybe you're not gonna live to see the flourishing of the age of Aquarius. So the begin. So you can't just say, oh, we're in the age of Aquarius. Yeah, but it's thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Maybe the beginning is gonna be rough before you see something amazing. So just focus on your peace. Focus on love and focus on your peace. That's all you need to focus on. Stay away from, I would say, stay away from the energy of the collective. Yeah, stay away from it, because right now it's deadly. So I'm gonna move on to the next question. And please ask questions that the whole collective can benefit from. That way, everyone can learn from the same question, from the answer. Cheston, can you explain the stages of alchemy and the philosopher's stone, albedo, nigredo, citrinitas or citrinas, and blah 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 blah? Okay, so I address this in many of my alchemy videos. You can go to my playlist Alchemy. So that's something. If I try to explain this in this live, it's gonna take up many hours of my talk. But yeah, as you have asked, the core of alchemy is these three stages. There is nigredo, albedo, and rubedo. The one that you mentioned there, which is citinitas or citrinitas, that's like the yellow stage. That's not as important. That's not as important. But online, you're gonna find that because someone again wrote it. Someone wrote it. The same way, when you go and look up the stages of alchemy, you're gonna find 7 stages of alchemy: dissolution, calcination, coagulation, this and that. It's as if we're laboratory alchemists. No, we're not in the Middle Ages. If you're an alchemist that's have a laboratory and you're gonna work with metal and get lead and try to turn it into gold, sure, you need to know the chemistry side of things. But when we talk about spiritual alchemy for transmutation, for transformation, there's only 3 main stages, and it's always Trinity. There's not 4, there's not 5. Red, white, and black. 3 stages. You start with the black stage, which is nigredo. Then you move on to the white stage, which is albedo. Then you move on to the red stage, which is rubedo. 3 main stages. And these stages, they take you to the philosopher's stone, to your golden state. And there's also 3 substances that are important for alchemy. We have the body, the soul, and the spirit. Corpus, anima, spiritus. Also 3. We have 3 and 3. So all mastery happens in 3. Every time, even in other dogmas, when you go to the East, you're going to always find 3. There's always 3 higher gods. There's Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu. It's always 3. You go to Christianity, they have the Trinity, even though they confuse the Trinity in Christianity. I think when Constantine tried to put the Bible all together, they're like, hold on a second, alchemy has this Trinity of the body, the soul, and the spirit. Why don't we include it in Christianity? Because it's part of alchemy. Because Constantine, the emperor, he was trying to get everyone happy. So he's like, we're going to make this book that satisfies everyone. That's why there's a lot of paganism in Christianity. And it's confusing. It's very confusing. So they took from paganism, from the Norse mythology, from alchemy, and the Trinity that the Christians believe in. I'm pretty certain, this is my theory, I never read this anywhere else, this is my theory, I'm pretty certain that it's the Trinity of alchemy. And they try to include it in the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, and it even reflects in the wording. The Holy Spirit, in alchemy, it's body, soul, and spirit. So there's 3 stages in alchemy: nigredo, albedo, rubedo. Nigredo, you shed all of the unnecessary layers, the toxic behaviors, what doesn't make you who you are. Albedo, you purify yourself to become your true core, and then you're naked, you're fully naked, you're pure. It's just that tiny core of you. In rubedo, the red stage, the 3rd stage, you start to embody spirits and accumulate the new version of you that becomes the philosopher's stone. So in nigredo, you reduce yourself to ashes. In albedo, you work on yourself. In rubedo, you rise from the ashes like a phoenix. And that's how it works. That sums up alchemy. Everything in between is details that are supposed to confuse you. Yes. And a lot of people go and talk about those details. But those details will only confuse you. That they don't do anything better than that, than confusing you. If you're going to practice metallurgical alchemy, working with metals, that's a different story. That's a complete different story. The stages are the same, but you're going to have to go into more details, into the properties of the metals, into the each stage, like the 7 stages that you have to go through for the metal to transform. but that's for metallurgical. So, and that's why alchemy is complicated. That's why it's complicated, because a lot of people confuse themselves with the details, that many people come out of nowhere and they say, I know about alchemy. Let me tell you about alchemy. And they know nothing about alchemy. So be careful. Don't confuse yourself. Um, that's Summer Witch. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate it. That's really kind of you. And we're gonna see what else do we have here. The questions. Just trying to see if there's other questions. Hello, hello everyone. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you guys being here. Okay, Anu Sharma. Hello, Anu Sharma. Hi, Sif. This is Anu. How can we overcome family karma? How can you overcome family karma? You can overcome family karma by working on your own karma. So family karma usually gets transferred to you because your family pass on the programs that they learned, whatever they accumulated, they pass it on to you since a young age. So when you're young, it's almost like there's no escaping the family karma. You're just gonna have to go through that, unless you awaken at when you're a teenager, which is a rare thing, because most of the awakenings happen in the 20s after you go 20 or beyond. But uh, to overcome family karma is to work on your own karma. How do you work on your own karma? Karma is action. Action, consequences. You do something, there's a result. It's also the Hermetic principle of cause and effect. Cause, effect. You do something, that something that you do is going to have a result or an effect. That's it. So the more you do good things in your life, good karma, the more you remove the bad karma of your family that's attached to you. And it's also being aware. It's the spiritual journey, it's the alchemical transmutation. Being aware that you are not your family. You are not your family. Your last name is not you. The name that your parents gave you is not you. Your flag is not you. The things you eat are not you. The clothes you wear are not you. Everything that your family told you, it's who you are since you were young, is not you. Sit down, write a journal or in a meditation, and make a list of 1,000 things of what your parents told you that's who you are. And after you're done writing that, take a red marker and just scratch it like this and say, this is not me, and declare it to the universe. You're not your family's habits. You're not your family's diseases. You're not your family's everything. But you can keep the good things from your family if your family is kind, if they're loving, if they're helpful, if they're beautiful, if they have like a beautiful traits. Keep that by all means. That's amazing. Why do you want to get rid of the good things? But the bad things, they don't belong to you. They don't belong to you. And karma has to be always paid in full, always. So if the karma belongs to you, your family doesn't even matter because you have to pay it. If the karma belongs to you, you have to pay it 1000%. And once you pay back the karma, then you have to start doing good deeds, doing good karma, and that way you start like reducing the bad karma that you have accumulated. Because one way to get rid of your own bad karma is to do a lot of good deeds. Even monotheistic religions have talked about that. Buddhism talks about this. Everywhere you go in the world, they talk about good deeds. What are good deeds? Help people. If someone is hungry, feed them. Help some animals. Be nice, be kind to your family, to the people around you, to your parents. Don't be a hostile human being. Don't be hateful. Don't write hateful comments. I do get hateful comments. Don't engage in toxic behaviors. Don't engage in fights. Be loving, spread love, spread awareness, and don't think that you're better than other people. Do what you can to just spread love in the world, but don't trick people, because a lot of people trick others into, they say, oh, I'm spreading love, I'm all about love, but they're actually doing the opposite. So make sure to always, whatever you do, intended to be good, act from your heart always, and that's how you can accumulate good karma. You help someone, that's going to come back to you tenfolds. You're loving towards someone, that's going to come back to you tenfolds. You see someone struggling and you help them with whatever, or maybe let's say you go order a coffee, right? And the barista is giving you attitude, right? Because maybe he or she's having a bad day and they're so rude. What's your first instinct? Is to be rude back at them, right? That's what society tells you nowadays. If someone is rude to you, be rude back at them, right? That's what everyone is going to tell you. What if you do the opposite? They're being rude to you, they're being like, they're giving you the worst service, but you give them love. You smile at them. You treat them like you are getting a 5-star treatment. That's good karma. See how it works? It's not, oh, if I'm receiving bad, I give bad back. No. Always be at your highest potential with the good people and with the bad people as well. So, family karma is something that you can overcome through practice, through awareness. Practice awareness. Rituals, sigils, spells, they can help. They can help alleviate some of that nasty energy. But if you want to remove that from that core, for example, something that your family was passing on to you, if you want to remove that really from the roots of it, it's a lot of working on yourself. That's how you remove karma from your family. Because I hate to break it to you, but it's not a ritual, a cutting cord ritual that's gonna cut it. It's not gonna do it. It's gonna help. Because I myself do rituals all the time. I do rituals, but I don't like to sugarcoat things. I don't like to say, for all my clients, I tell them the same. I'm like, hey, listen, the ritual is only to help. It doesn't guarantee anything. Because I hate to be tricked, so I don't want to trick someone. Because a lot of people think that the ritual is going to get rid of everything. Oh, ritual, that's it. My karma's, yeah, I'm karma free. No, no, you're not karma free. You have to pay back your karma. Even the Buddha, with his superpowers, couldn't save his village from bad karma. Even the Buddha himself. If you did, bad karma. You broke someone's heart, you cheated on someone, you're going to have to pay back that karma. You stole from someone, you're going to have to pay back that karma. You killed someone in your past life, you're going to be killed as well in the next life. That's how it works. And there's many Buddhist sutras and scriptures that talk about this. In Buddhism, it says that if you kill someone in the next life, you're going to be killed. That's how it works. If you cheating, you guys have no idea how the karma of cheating is bad. You guys can't commence to comprehend how bad the karma of cheating is. You have no idea. If you cheat on a husband or on a wife, on your partner, the repercussions, the karma there is insane. It's insane. And it's going to follow you for years and years and years and years before you get rid of it. And it might come as something bad on you for your children, even. Maybe your children are going to take that karma. That's how bad it is, because you hurt your partner's feelings. Cheating is something, it's very bad. It's something that, like, people take it lightly nowadays, but it's gonna follow you. Be careful. So whatever bad thing you do, it's gonna come back to you. The genocide that's happening right now in Gaza, that's gonna come back to whoever did those things, but at the right time, because the universe knows the right time for the payback. It's not tomorrow, it's not next week, but the universe knows the right time. Maybe it's 10 years later, Maybe it's 20 years later. Maybe it's 50 years later. You know what's happening in the United States right now? Like, it's like a mess. The United States seems like a mess right now, right? It's one of the biggest powers in the world, but it looks like it's a mess. I'm not going to go into the details. But let's talk about karma. Why? Why is that happening to the United States? Because the United States was founded on killing. It was founded on killing millions of indigenous people. Millions. Eradicated. But the karma was not paid back 50 years later. It was not paid back even 100 years later. Now it's being paid back hundreds of years later. Many hundreds of years later. Because the universe knows the right timing for the karma to be paid back. Be careful. Be careful. Your actions, everything you do, be careful. Karma is gonna come after you no matter where you go. Even if you go to other dimensions, it's gonna come after you. Be careful. So let's move on to the next question. So, okay. Sorry guys if I take a long time to answer the questions, but I feel like I have to just say it all because if someone asks a question, they deserve a proper answer. But I'm losing track of where I was. Sorry, guys. Thank you so much to all of you who are giving the donations. Thank you. I appreciate it. Tatiana, thank you very much for the $10 donation. I appreciate it. I deep studied Vedic astrology and astronomy. I'm looking to bring practicality and actualization to the study of I Ching. How important is timing in magical powers and manifestation? Yeah, I mean, timing. Timing for me is about following the flow. Timing is not about deciding I'm gonna do this now and maybe I'm gonna do this later. No, it's about the flow of the universe. If the universe brought everything to me right now and it's ready, I go ahead and do it. That's it. There's no like, oh, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the money to come. I'm gonna wait for the proper circumstances to align. Then I'll become a practitioner. No. If I'm talking about it right now, it means I'm supposed to do it right now. Before I was a normal person, I had a 9 to 5 and I was living a regular life. And before embarking on this journey and becoming self-alchemist, and I always used to say, I want to embark on this journey. I want to become who I really am. I want to do this. I want to do this. And the circumstances were aligned, but I was still questioning myself until a very good friend of mine told me, what are you waiting for? It seems like you're ready to do this, but what are you waiting for? Because the journey is very long. The journey is going to take decades. So the longer you wait, the more you're not going to enjoy every moment and every day of your life, the good days and the bad days. And when that dear friend of mine told me, what are you waiting for? Something clicked within me. I'm like, what am I waiting for? What's wrong with me? Because I used to say, oh, I need to save up a little bit more money. I need to wait for the right. 1 week after I heard that, 1 week after that, I quit my job. And I'm not trying to sound like, those people who say, oh, I quit my job and I became this powerhouse and I manifested abundance. Go and quit your job tomorrow. The internet is full of people who say stuff like that. Oh, it cracks me up. I quit my job and then I became happy. No, that's not what I'm saying. I was a 9 to 5 for 10 years before I decided to even quit my job, okay? And as I said, everything was aligned. The stars were aligned. I was able to quit my job. I was able to pay rent. I was able to feed myself. Don't go quit your job and without having money to pay your rent. Okay, don't do that. Don't go quit your job and you're still in debt and you don't have food on the table. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if the universe aligns everything for you and you feel like you're ready, that's the right time. The same thing for when some idea comes to you. Hold on, I feel like, why do I have this idea in my mind? I feel like I need to do it right now. You go ahead and do it right now, because the universe is open, the doors are open. That's what you're supposed to do at that moment. You wait on it, you sleep on it for 2-3 days, that's it. The magic disappears. The universe closes. When the universe closes, that's it. If you do it, if you do that idea, if you act on it 3 days later, nothing's going to happen. But if you act on it at that moment, then magic will happen, and that idea might take you to the next level of your existence. So timing is all about intuition. What is the universe telling you right now to do? So for you, Tatiana, if you feel like if you feel deep within you and you see signs, synchronicities, numerology, that yeah, I have to do this thing now, then go ahead and do it right now, because that's when the magic is going to happen. If you wait for like few months for things to feel good, then maybe you're going to miss that opportunity. You're going to miss the door that's opened. When the door is open, go through it. If you see it open, just go through it. So I hope this answers your question. Let's see if there's any other interesting questions here. Miss Lady Rose asked, how do I calm my energy down even though I meditate and I spend a lot of time in nature? In nature, I just pick up so much. Is there anything else I can do? You're on the right track, Miss Lady Rose. Meditating and spending time in nature is amazing, but calming down the energy, reducing the sulfuric energy, the fire energy, is one of the hardest challenges that a person is going to encounter on their spiritual journey. I just have to tell you that this comes with years and years of experience and practice, consistent practice. Overreacting, anger, fire, exploding, lashing on people, that is so hard to overcome. It requires years of daily meditation, years, awareness, connecting to nature, completely cutting meat from your life. You have to cut meats. You have to. Because if you want to become lighter and not have that excess fire, the more meat you eat, the more that fire is going to ignite, and it's going to become stronger and stronger. So there is no pill that's going to remove that anger energy. It's like years and years of practice. Fasting. If you can fast 1 day on water, amazing. 3 days on water, amazing. 1 week on water, incredible. And you'll see how your energy is going to get so calm. Even if you want to become angry, that fire is not going to be there. When I fasted for 3 days on water, actually over 3 days, and I documented the whole process on my Patreon. And it's the feeling you get when you're fasting only on water for 3 days. You feel like you're just floating. The first day, it's okay. Starting from the second day, you feel like you're just floating. The third day, you literally feel like you're high. You know when people say, I feel high, it feels like you're like that. Nothing angers you, nothing frustrates you, nothing, like it could be the most annoying person, the loudest noise, whatever it is that frustrates you, usually, it's not gonna affect you whatsoever. Because your energy is balanced. Your body doesn't have because your body is always busy processing the foods and digesting the foods, always. Especially if you give it nasty foods, if you give it processed foods, a lot of chemicals, a lot of toxins. If you give it that, it's going to require more energy and more work. So your body is always distracted, getting rid of the bad stuff from your body. But when you're fasting, all of that energy is used for spirituality. It is used for connecting to spirit, for calming down your spirit. And this is something that a lot of humans struggle with. And before you get to the point where nothing bothers you, and even if something bothers you, you don't get angry and you still feel calm, that's going to take a lot of awareness and a lot of meditation. And I'm speaking from personal experience. Because the high temper thing, like having a high temper, it's, for most people, it's something they can't control. It just explosions. When it happens, it just happens. You're exploding. But when you work on yourself, it's a lot of elements. You meditate every day. You don't eat meats. You eat healthy. You connect to nature. You're always trying to connect to spirit. And as you do these things more and more and more and more and more, year after year, year after year, you're going to get to a point where you're going to start catching your anger before it arises. Because I heard this before in the beginning of my journey. And I used to have these explosive moments. And I heard someone saying, I read it in a book. I'm not going to say which book because it's, I'm not going to read the books that you are guided to read. That's all I can say. But I read tons of books in the beginning of my journey. I don't read as much books as before because the answers are all going to come to you from spirit, not in books. But I read the fact that you're going to get to a point where you can catch your anger or your frustration before it arises. And I was wondering about how is that even possible? Now, I'm at the level where that's possible. But the time between I read that and now, it's been a decade. So it's been a decade of practice, of daily practice, before I'm getting to the point where I'm catching when the anger is arising, before it becomes an explosion. You can do certain techniques, like there are mudras, you can use sigils, you can visualize yourself surrounded by this protective energy that guards you from that external energy, because sometimes the anger, someone dumps it onto you and it becomes your anger. And if you don't know how to protect yourself, something nasty energy that belongs to someone else becomes yours without even you knowing it. And when that becomes yours, you have to get rid of it. You can't keep that in. So you're going to explode on the next person you see. You're going to lash out on your colleague, on your parents, on your partner without even realizing why. That's because someone dumped their nasty energy on you and you took it. So it has to do with protecting yourself. You have to learn how to always protect yourself. Transmute the energy as well. If someone dumps onto you negative energy, you have to learn how to transmute it instead of dumping it onto someone else. And if you dump it on someone else, that someone else is going to also dump it on someone else. And it's never going to stop. So as a master, when you receive that energy, try to transmute it into something beautiful. How? Connect to nature. Go for a run. Go to the gym and lift some weights. Do something that will go to nature and scream out loud. Do something that's going to let that energy out of your system. That's how you transmute it. But if you keep it in, I can guarantee you the next person who passes by, it could be even a dog or a cat, they're going to take that. Because the nasty energy, the toxic energy, it can be embodied for too long. And the people who embody it for too long, day after day, year after year, and they don't know how to let it out or transmute it, they ended up having illnesses and diseases like cancer. So it manifests in nasty diseases, and you don't want that. So it's years and years of work protecting yourself from nasty energies and toxic people. And the more you practice, the more you're going to realize that you're getting incrementally better at it. It's something that doesn't happen overnight. But 5, 6, 7 years pass, and you're like, wow, I don't get irritated or frustrated or triggered as easily as how I used to be. How come? It's because of the practice you've been doing. And that's what I mean every time by work on yourself. Working on yourself will help you transform yourself over the years. That's how it works. So I hope this answers the question. What else do we have here? Let's see. Let's see. Anything else? Anything else? Uh, how to get rid of a curse from Sage? How to get rid of a curse? A curse, the evil eye. This is an important question because a lot of people are prone to this. They get hit by a curse or a hex, and sometimes it's generational, sometimes it runs in the family. And it goes back to the question earlier about family karma. There's family curses too. But the answer for this is the same answer I gave to the person who asked about karma. Working on yourself, purifying yourself. But for a curse, you're probably gonna have to do some magical practices as well. Rituals, spells, unhexing rituals, removing the curse rituals. You're gonna have to do some of those practices. Because the energy that's attached to you, if you're not strong enough to cut it, you can either hire a practitioner to cut it for you, or you can just work on your energy in order to use your energy to cut that curse or to cut that hex. Because see, energy, we can't see it, but it's always continuous. It's always there. So if you go outside and you're minding your own business, someone gives you an evil eye, someone hexes you, just because they don't like you for no, maybe you guys didn't even talk, but they just don't like the way you look or the way you dress or the way you talk, and they send you something nasty. You bring that with you back home. All of a sudden you start seeing things acting up in your home, or you stub your toe, or you cut yourself when you're cooking with the knife, and you feel the energy is weird. You can stub your toe and it can be an accident. I'm not saying accidents don't exist. But if you stub your toe or cut yourself and you feel that it was induced by something or someone, that's how you know there's a curse in there. You're all of a sudden starting to have weird thoughts that you didn't have before. And you know those are not your thoughts. That's how you know if it's a curse or not. Because you know it's external. It's external energy that doesn't belong to you. You feel that it's not your thing, but it's there in your home. So when it comes to that, you're going to have probably to do some cleansing rituals, some cutting cords rituals. So you're going to have to use magic. If you're strong enough, if you're yourself, if you're a practitioner, then do the work that needs to be done. If not, hire a practitioner that you trust to do the work for you. And for curses, it's also because if a strong person send the curse, then it's going to require a strong other person to remove the curse. That's how it works. So I hope this answers the question. What else do we have here? What else do we have? Thank you so much for your questions, for being here. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the love, for your nice comments. I really, really appreciate it. You guys are really, you guys are awesome. That Summer Witch asked, do you get good karma if someone is bad to you? You get not necessarily, but you get good karma if someone is bad to you and you are good to them. If they're bad to you and then you just mind your own business, you don't respond to their bad behavior, then everyone is it's good. You didn't take that with you. That nasty energy, you didn't take it. They were trying to dump bad energy onto you and you didn't take it. So that's great. Good for you. That's the energy of a master. But if you actually if you're kind to them, even though they're bad to you, that's when you accumulate good karma. And that's a very hard thing to do. And if you're genuinely good to them, because you're coming from a place of love, from a place of empathy, you're coming from a place of feeling that that person, they just don't know any better. They're doing that because they don't know. It's okay. They're insulting me because they don't know. I forgive them. I forgive them. It's okay. They don't know. Deep inside, they're good people. Everyone deep inside have a beautiful core, but they don't know. So now, right now, they're treating me bad. It's okay. I forgive them. It's okay. It's okay. I trust that one day they're gonna become amazing people. That's when you get good karma. When you send them love, when you maybe even tell them kind words, even though they're treating you bad. But it doesn't mean that you have to tolerate a toxic partner, because I don't want you to misunderstand what's going on here. Uh, if someone is treating you bad, yes, send them love, forgive them, but go live your life. It doesn't mean that you have to entertain their toxicity and stay there and be like, yeah, keep insulting me, keep telling me bad, keep treating me bad. It's okay. No, it doesn't work like that. That's actually the opposite of a spiritual path. You have to always protect yourself from nasty energies. You find this with a lot of couples, and I have even some of them who are my clients. They are in the most toxic relationships, the most toxic, um, brutal relationships. The partner is treating them a certain way, and it's like the first thing that comes from the cards or from the consultation is leave, leave. You need to end this right now. Leave. This is bad for you. You've been tolerating this for years and you're still, what are you waiting for? And these clients will give me 10,000 excuses why they're not willing to leave. Now you're responsible. Now you're responsible. Now, whatever comes to you, yes, of course, the bad karma is going to hit them because they're causing that to you, but you need to respect yourself. You need to, if you're not willing to leave that person, even though they're destroying your life, it means you don't love yourself. It means you don't respect yourself. And how can you not love yourself and claim to love spirit? How can you not respect yourself and claim to respect spirit? It doesn't work that way. You are the reflection of spirit. So the more you love yourself, the more you respect yourself, the more you're going to love spirit, the more you're going to be connected to spirit. Spirit and your guardian spirits and your ancestors, they don't like it when you don't respect yourself. They don't like it when you don't love yourself. They're disappointed by you. Why are you living with a toxic person? You know that they're bad for you, yet you persist to stay with them. How come? How come? That means, like, you don't respect yourself. And that's far from the spiritual growth and spiritual path. That's very far from it. On the spiritual path, it starts with you loving yourself and you respecting yourself. Then you start doing the work. And if someone is a partner is with you on the same level, they have to equally love themselves, respect themselves, and love you and respect you the same way. That's how it works. But you wouldn't believe it. The amount of people who choose to stay in toxic environments, they choose to remain there, even though they know it's not good for them. So that's on them. It's their choice. That's your free will. So that's the difference. So yes, you can forgive someone, you can send them love, but stay away from the filth. Stay away from the nasty stuff. Stay away from it. So I hope that answers the question. What else do we have here? Let's see. Let's see. Thank you guys for the beautiful, loving comments. You guys are wonderful. Okay. Clay Girl Straight Talk says, one can do volunteer work to clean karma. Beautiful suggestion. Beautiful. Thank you, Clay Girl, for your suggestion. Exactly. You can do volunteer work. You can help people. Volunteering is amazing if you want to, but you have to do it from the goodness of your heart. If you intend to do it just because you say, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna get good karma for it, it's canceled right away. Right away. If you go, let's say, volunteering thinking that you're gonna gain good karma from it, I'm like, I'm gonna volunteer because I'm gonna get good karma. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to do it from the goodness of your heart. You really would want to volunteer for that cause or really help those people because you really love them and you really care for them. Like you want to volunteer in a, let's say, a shelter for cats or for dogs because you really actually want to help the cats and the dogs. You don't do it for anything else, just because you love them. Then good karma starts entering your life. Here, Mita Dogra says, one controls anger where you have to play a leadership position but also need to be kind. You need to be harsh in words and afraid if I'm creating good karma, the creating the karma for me. I think what Mita is trying to say here is about leadership. It's like you have to show authority at work and stuff like that, and you have to show your assertiveness. Trust me, Mita, and I've worked for 10 years in the corporate world, and I've had shitty leaders, and I had good leaders and shitty leaders, and I know all of how that world works. There's nothing that comes out from leaders who say harsh words or bad things or harsh things. There's nothing good that comes out of that. People are just going to hate you, they're going to resent you, and they're going to just send you all of the hexes you can imagine unintentionally. You can be a good leader and still be confident and still be assertive, but you don't have to, first of all, be, you don't have to scream, you don't have to shout at someone. You can be kind, okay? You can be hold your composure, talk with sophistication, be kind, but be assertive at the same time. That's it, you know? But don't go screaming at someone or shouting at someone and tell them that they're bad and they're not supposed to do this or that. Or no, we're human beings. We're supposed to be sophisticated. We're not supposed to be living in the jungle. You know, that's why we were given a brain that no one is using nowadays. It's okay. So I've had amazing leaders that were inspirational, and these leaders, they never screamed once in their lives. They never, when I say in their lives, during the time when I was working at the company. Sorry, that's what I meant. So I never heard them scream at anyone. I never heard them lash at someone or um, like react, or they always talked calmly. They always spoke to everyone in like in an equal, balanced manner or energy, and they were the most impressive leaders, and they got the respect of everyone in the company. Everyone admired them and respected them. Everyone. And the other ones, there are the leaders who are shouting and screaming at someone, like, "Oh, you're not doing this properly. Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you?" They were the most hated leaders or bosses in the company, the most hated ones. Everybody hated them behind their backs. I'm talking behind their backs. Everybody hated them. So no, you don't you don't have to be angry, or you don't have to scream to be a great leader. You don't have to. It's the opposite. It's the absolute opposite. Okay. So I hope that helps. Let's move on to the next question. Jupiter Lemony says, "Can you please discuss about energy protection, even from family members, especially when illness takes place? You need to help, but you can't just escape. This is what often recognized. Yeah, like energy protection, and especially from family. The first thing you need to do is to take your distance from that family. You can't spend too much time with the family that is toxic or that has very low vibrations. You have to leave. You have to go live on your own, spend some time by yourself. You can't spend too much time with them. They're your family. Always give them love and respect. Always give them love and respect. This is against the popular opinion. But on this channel, I always say the unpopular thing. So just get rid of this if you're willing to hear my teachings. It's always what the others are not going to say, because most people are going to say, no, this, your family, if they disrespect you, screw them. You don't have to be with them. No, respect them. Still love them, especially if it's your parents. No matter how different your parents are from you, still love them and respect them. The karma of causing harm to your parents, you don't want to deal with that, because you have no idea of the love your parents have for you. Even if they are the most atrocious people on the planet, maybe they're horrible people, but they still love you more than you can imagine. So always respect your parents, respect your family. They're your family. Your guys are connected by blood. You know, blood. And blood is used in magic, even though it's not supposed to be used. You know why blood is used in magic? It's because it's a very strong bond. It's stronger than anything. But blood is not supposed to be used in magic, by the way. Some people use it, but I don't. I'm not an advocate for using blood for magic, because magic is not supposed to be about hurting yourself. Magic is not supposed to be about sacrificing animals. Magic is not supposed to be about killing animals or sacrificing someone, like how they used to do in ancient times, sacrificing people. And that practice still exists. I'm pretty sure that some organizations and some groups are still sacrificing humans. Oh, yes. The most horrible things you can imagine, they still exist. But magic is not about harming yourself or anyone. But why they use blood in magic, that was an FYI, but to come back, why they use blood in magic, it's because it has a very strong bond. So always respect your bloodline. Respect it. You don't have to agree with them. Stay away from them, but respect them. Don't harm them with words. Don't tell them bad words. Don't say, I hate you. I hate you. You're not good for me. You don't respect me. Like the stuff that a lot of people say to their parents. It's disgusting. How dare you tell your parents such a thing? And you call yourself spiritual and you tell your mom or your dad that you hate them? How dare you say that? That's disrespectful. You can disagree with them, but don't hurt them with words. Don't say that. Even if they tell you harsh words, stay quiet. Stay quiet and always respect them. And keep your distance from them, because when you do so, they're going to start respecting you even more. The more distance you keep from the toxic people, because some of these family members, you have to understand that maybe they're not doing it intentionally. It's not intentional. It's not like they want to harm you or they want you to go. They're just doing the best they can. That's it. They're doing the best they can. So they're your family. Keep your distance away. Stay away from them. Respect them. Protect your energy. Um, uh, about cleansing energy, there's different ways to cleanse your energy through. Um, there's many ways. You can connect to nature. You can smudge some smoke. You can take a shower. You can meditate. You can do rituals, a ritual of cleansing. Cleanse your energy so that energy dissipates from your auric field, and then stay away from them. And I can guarantee you they're going to start respecting you. And don't tell them the details. Don't tell your family the details of everything about your life. Talk with talk to them about fun stuff. Talk to them about food, about travel, about something that's funny. Maybe it's your job to make the vibe happy in the family. Have you ever thought about that? Who said that your family has to make you happy? Maybe you have to enlighten the mood of the family. Maybe it's you. Cook something for them. Like bring in some love, bring in some happiness in the family. Never expect anything from your parents. Anything. The only duty you have towards your parents is love, respect, and help. These are 3 duties you must do for your parents. And if you don't, good luck with the karma that's going to follow through. Good luck with that. Because your parents, when you were a baby and when you were a kid, they're the ones who took care of you. They're the ones who had sleepless nights to take care of you day after day, year after year. It wasn't some random tree that did it, it was them. So respect them. And when they get older, and if they need your help, you have to help them. It's your duty to help them. And if you don't, well, the universe is going to send you kids who are going to treat you the same way, and you will see how that feels. So be careful. I always say be careful of karma. I'm not telling you this to judge you or to or to scare you. It's just that the thing is karma is a, I'm not going to say that bad word, right? Be careful. Be careful. And don't say, "Oh, well, I didn't choose to be born. They gave me birth, but I didn't choose to be born here." Yeah, if it wasn't your parents who gave you birth, there was going to be other parents. Doesn't matter. It's always a set of 2 people who are going to give you birth. So love your parents, please. Because this happens a lot, especially in the Western countries where the bonds between the parents are so not good. And some people hate their parents. And every time I hear that, I'm like, oh, just but it's okay. It's okay. Just know that your parents are very important. They're very important. Like, even if they're not good parents, even if they're not supporting you, what do you call it? Supportive parents. Even if they're not supportive parents, you have to love them and respect them. Maybe one day you'll understand what I'm saying. Let's move on to the next question. What else do we have here? Let's go a little bit to let's see. Oh, okay. The list went. The screen took me directly to the bottom of the questions. I'm just gonna pick something that I see that's interesting here. Sorry, guys. All right, all right. Oh, this is an interesting question from from my own Sam. Should I pretend to be a light worker while I'm a very dark soul? Should I pretend to be a light worker? So, okay. The reason why I'm laughing so hard because before being Chef Alchemist, I used to think I'm a light worker too. And I used to have a channel where I portrayed myself as a light worker. Because I mentioned this before in some other videos. I actually had many YouTube channels before I even had Chef Alchemist. I had like some 5 other channels. I was experimenting with a lot of things. And one of the channels I had was when I thought I was a light worker because I was just trying to mimic other people. It was the beginning of my journey. I read many books about light workers. And the moment when I started portraying myself that I'm a light worker or whatnot, before I understood what was really happening, everything in my life was crumbling and falling apart. Everything. My health, my environment, my surroundings, my friends, everything was just downhill. Everything. Because I was trying to portray myself as a light worker. This is when I was a delusional person. I used to be very delusional at that point. But it was the beginning of my journey, so it's okay to be delusional sometimes in the beginning. This is before I started delving deeper and deeper and researching and reading about alchemy, about darkness, about the occult, and realizing that light is dark and dark is light. And without darkness, you won't understand what light is. And what is light? What is light? You think it's the light that's coming from the window? That's what light is? You think it's the thing that reflects through the sun? You think that's what light is? What do people mean by light worker? What is that? What is that? Oh, Jesus? The halo? The enlightenment of the Buddha? Is that what people mean? That means that you're part of the people who preach the light? Okay, sure. Let's go down the rabbit hole. You're part of the people who preach the light. What is the light? Preach me light. Tell me. I'm hearing. I'm listening. What is the light? You're going to start bringing up the Bible? Because these are Christian concepts, my dear friends. These are Christian concepts. And the people who label themselves light workers, and I used to be one of them, I used to be one of them, are the people who still are holding on onto these Christian concepts. They can't let go of them. The indoctrination is still very strong. They're scared to let go of religion, so they label themselves light workers because they think the light of Jesus, the halo light, I'm from the light. And you know that these terms, let me give you some more information. You know, these terms of light worker, they were invented in the 1900s, recently. This stuff didn't exist before. This is new age spirituality that I always mention it. I say fluffy stuff. I say be careful of the fluff because that fluffy stuff is not going to get you anywhere. So many terms, light workers, and there's so much that's just going to confuse the heck out of you. And it confused me in the beginning of my journey. I'm saying this because I was there. See, like these new age labels and concepts that were created in the early 1900s, they were just created in like recently, the past 100 years. It's not old stuff. It's going to confuse you more than ever. And one of these things is the light worker. And there's many books written about light workers, many books, and they're going to just confuse the heck out of you. Why? Because they condemn darkness. If you're a light worker, that means you don't know jack shit about darkness. And they say that darkness, you have to do shadow work, which is, I don't want to get into Carl Jung because that's a different story. Oh, this is funny. The amount of things that humans create for the sake of creating it is just it's really funny. It's for the sake of creating it. Shadow work. Go back to your traumatic experiences and relive them. It's such a helpful tool. Go to the time when someone was causing you a trauma and relive that. Wow. What an amazing concept. Yet it is taught in psychology, it's taught in books, and like it's just people believe in it blindly. Shadow work, shadow work, shadow work. Why? Because a rich someone from Europe invented it at some point. That's it. That's it. I don't care if you have a certain practice. If it helps you, it's amazing. But I'm talking about the things that I didn't find helpful. I tried and I didn't find helpful until I started looking for the sources. Where do these things come from? Where do they come from? Oh, it's a rich person. He was so wealthy. And he was just like, why don't I create a few concepts here, a few concepts there, and write them in a book? And the whole world is going to follow that. That's how it is. Religion is the same. The concept of light worker is the same. And people start believing in these things. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Here's what helped me and what I believe. And you have the free will to believe anything you want. Because let me just remind you, I'm not against anyone here. I'm not against religious people. I'm not against New Age people. I don't care. You all have my love. I really don't care. If something helps you, it's amazing. For me, the goal is that all humans become a good race. A good race. I don't care what tool you use. You can be the most Christian person out there, but if you're good and full of love, that's the point. That's the point. So for me, what helped me is that understand that darkness is as beautiful as light. There's nothing wrong about darkness. There's nothing bad about it. Darkness being a bad thing is something that religion created. It's a religious concept. Period. That's it. The Taoist, the doctrine of the Tao that was created by Lao Tzu, they understand that. In their logo yin yang, they know that. And that's why the yin and yang, they're interlocking with each other because they're the same. They cannot exist without each other. But for me, darkness is not bad. That's the thing that a lot of people have a hard time understanding when they hear me say this. Darkness is not negative. It's not bad. It's not your nasty side. Darkness is your beautiful side, the same way that light is also your beautiful side. I love daytime equally to nighttime. For me, that's how it works. I love daytime, I love nighttime. None of them is good. Both of them have good things and bad things. So the light also has good things and bad things. So if you're a very dark soul, if you love darkness, maybe you should call yourself a dark worker and make it a term, invent it. Here's an idea. Go ahead. Call yourself a dark worker and spread it around. Like 5 years later, you're going to find thousands of people in the New Age community calling themselves dark workers. Because that's how the light worker thing started. So yeah, it's up to you. But yeah, if like seek balance. Seek always balance between darkness and light. And they're both beautiful. They're both immaculate. Okay? Next question. Let's see. What else we have here? Something that can help everyone. Okay. I see that a lot of you are commenting as well, like as I'm speaking, which is amazing because some of you can benefit from your comments. So that's actually a great thing. If you have opinions, if you have comments, if you want to contribute to the conversation, of course, write it down. Let's see. I'm looking for a question. So you guys are having you guys are having a you guys are having a pretty good conversation here. I'm just reading let's see. Okay. Yassi DiCaprio asked how to control dark energy without trap of modern spirituality. I feel like self-sabotage when I think positive. Time to stop pretending. But how to control dark energy? Dark. There's no energy. Is just energy. It can be used for the good or for the bad. Again, these labels are the things that confuse people. Black magic, dark magic, just labels. There's no black or dark or yellow or purple or green magic, green witch, blue witch, purple witch. It's magic. It's being a witch. It's energy. The key is, how do you use it? How do you use that energy? Do you use it for the good or for the bad? So when you say dark energy, it depends on your interpretation. Is it energy that's negative? Is it energy that's positive? So of course, you want to focus always on the positive energy. You want to focus on using positive magic, the magic that's going to help people, the magic that's going to elevate people. You don't want to use the magic for hexes, for curses, for the evil eye. You don't want to use that. But it's just energy. And energy can be transferred, it can be transmuted. So it can be used for healing as well. So it depends on how do you want to use this energy. To control energy, there's a lot of practices. Of course, meditation is key for controlling energy. There's also practices like Taoism, the practice of Taoism that's connected to Taoism, which is Qigong and Tai Chi. That can help you control your energy. Actually, one of my favorite practice to control energy, which I practice, I do practice it. It's Qigong. I love Qigong so much, and it really helps me calibrate my energy. In addition to meditation, Vipassana meditation and Qigong are a must for me. But you can experiment with other things. You can experiment with Tai Chi. You can experiment with Reiki. Reiki was invented by a Japanese person recently as well. It's not an old practice, it's recent. I know there's a lot of Reiki healers, but just so you know, there are different things you can experiment with. So just remember that energy, whatever you intend in it, it can become good or bad. That's it. That's all there is to it. And that's why I always say darkness is beautiful, because the moment you start intending darkness to become bad, then it becomes bad. But dark energy or darkness on its own, it's just beautiful energy. So it's all about your intention. What do you put? What do you intend in the energy that you're going to use? So I hope that answers the question. Let's look for another question. Thank you very much for the donation. Thank you, Lionel Klein. I appreciate your donation. You guys are really nice, are wonderful and kind. I hope this is helping you. Let me see. So here, Emerald asked, what about the parents that abuse you? Ask this because I had parents that were the greatest. Allah, from just been 10 years. Yeah, parents that abuse you. Like, because earlier I said respect your parents and everything. Like when I say these case scenarios, I never talk about the exceptions. So when I give my teachings for the general public, for the collective, right? I never talk about exceptions. There's always going to be exceptions. There's going to be parents that abuse their kids. I'm not talking about that. Of course, if the parents abuse their kids, the parents need to be removed from the equation. The kids have to be raised by someone else, and the parents have to go away. That's what there's no even question about that. So when I give these advices, I'm just talking to the general public that you more or less have parents. They may be supportive or not, but they still love you. They're still your parents. I'm not talking about extreme case scenarios. So in the comments, if you have a specific extreme case scenario that doesn't apply to the general public, then you can write it down and I'll see if I can answer it for you. But all the answers I gave are generally speaking for the collective, for like for like, for example, for the case of parents, it's for parents in general, not parents who abuse you and beat you. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. Of course, that's a why would you want to stay, or why do the kids have to stay with such parents? That's catastrophic. So just to clarify this thing. So thank you, Emerald, for bringing that up. Um, let's see if there's any other questions here. Someone asked here, actress asked, what do you think about Islam? Islam is a monotheistic religion, just like Christianity and Judaism. It's kind of like the same tree. They all came from the same tree, from the same traditions. They kind of speak to each other. They all believe in kind of the same thing, but not really. The Islamic tradition, they believe in Jesus as well. They believe in these messengers from before, even though the beliefs are a little bit different because the Christians believe that Jesus is God. Well, it depends. There's many sects, everyone have their own beliefs, but Islam is just, for me, it's another dogma, it's another religion. Um, it has interesting information about the jinn that I like about Islamic tradition. They have a lot of detailed information about the jinns, about the world of the jinns. The jinns are basically, see, like in Christianity, they say it's demons. So there's still a confusion between if a demon is a jinn or not. But in the Islamic tradition, they don't consider jinns as demons. If you talk to a Muslim person, they're not going to say jinns are demons. But the translation for the Western languages is demon. But a jinn is a spirit that apparently was created from fire. Apparently, the God, what the Muslims label as Allah, created the jinn from fire, and they have their own dimension. They can see humans, but humans cannot see them. They have superpowers. So the fun thing is that in Islam, they talk about this, like just openly. That I respect. I like that. I like that they talk openly about the fact that there is a realm of spirits that's more powerful than humans. It has superpowers, and it's there, but it's always under the creation of God. They said that God created the jinn. They're more powerful than humans. They have super abilities, and they always connect the story of the jinn to King Solomon. So for the Muslims, they say that the spirits that King Solomon, or the demons, see, in English it's demons, but for Islam it's jinn. They say that King Solomon's was able to control the jinn. That's how they label it, and he was able to use them to build his temple, the Temple of Solomon. So in Islam, it is they believe that the jinn, under the command of King Solomon, built the temple for him because they had superpowers and humans could never build such a temple. By the way, this is actually very interesting, meaning that the technology that the jinn has, humans cannot even imagine it. They can't comprehend it. So did the jinn build the pyramids? I don't know, maybe. Or some kind of other creatures or spirits, or some people believe that it's aliens. If these aliens come from some other worlds, if they come from other planets, if the planets are actually planets and not something else, who knows, right? You don't know what to believe anymore. You don't know if space is real or not. You don't know what is what anymore. You don't know what is what anymore. Because at this point, if you believe blindly that planets and space and things like that, then how come we don't have skyscrapers in the moon? How come there's no cities in the moon right now and we just go back and forth easily? How come? So you don't know what is what anymore. How come all ancient traditions talk about mid-earth, which is this plane, and then they talk about higher realms and lower realms? How come all of the traditions talked about that? And fast forward, and then we have science, and then science says there is this thing called space, but we're never gonna show you how to get there. We're just gonna show you photos of space. There's space. There's space everywhere. There's planets. There's planets that are far, 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 far away, and there's alien life, maybe, and maybe they're already on Earth or not. But we have been to the moon and we're never going back. And that's it. And you have to believe what we tell you because we are science. How come? How come? How about prior to that? For thousands of years, people believed there's mid-earth, the realm of humans, and then the realm of the gods, and then the realm of the underworld. Where did that go? Humans believed in that for thousands of years. Where did that go? Where does space fit in that? So you're just going to say that was all a hoax? That was all folklore? Really? You dismiss thousands of years of knowledge as folklore? And science is telling you, showing you photos, and you believe it? We don't know what is what anymore. Uh, and that's how you have to approach everything. You have to approach everything with skepticism. Do the research, but always question everything. So Islam is a dogma that is followed by millions of people in the world. Again, as I have mentioned earlier, if Islam or Christianity or Judaism or Buddhism or Hinduism, if a doctrine helps you become a better human being without harming other people, without harming other people, or imposing your beliefs on other people, if it helps you become that, then be it. Then it's amazing. But the problem with human beings is that they start imposing their beliefs on other people. That's not good. So I hope that answered the question. Let's maybe move on to a couple more questions and wrap it up because it's been over 1 hour so far. Time flies. I can't believe it's been more than 1 hour. Like, how is that even possible? Um, Interesting question here. Um, Lionel Klein asked, "How can I get my ring back? I found it in Machu Picchu from my kid's mom. It had the rune Tewaz symbol, so it had a rune on it, and she used the spell on me. Okay, how can you get the ring back?" Lionel, jewelry, when it serves its purpose, because everything is conscious, everything has consciousness, everything has a soul. That's why things can be haunted, dolls can be haunted, boxes, closets, chairs can be haunted, because everything is made up of energy, and energy can be inhabited. The same thing for jewelry, and that's why I wear this jewelry for protection. So yes, a ring can protect you. It can has a certain energy, same as talismans or amulets. It's the same thing. They can embody energy, but when they serve a purpose, they're supposed to go away, and they will go away in the manner you don't expect it, such as dropping them, not finding them anymore in your drawer. They're gonna just disappear. So if this ring, no matter how important it was to you, if you lost it, it means it served its purpose, and it means that it's leaving space for a new ring or new jewelry to enter your life. This happened to me with many of my jewelry pieces. When they serve their purpose and they hold a lot of energy that's from evil eye or for protection, or they when they're done and they reach the end, I lose them. They either break, they fall, they break, or they disappear. I don't find them anymore, and it happened to me many times, many times. And I know that they serve their purpose, so I thank them. I thank the jewelry or the energy of the jewelry. I thank that it granted me protection and that it was with me along my journey, and I let it rest wherever it was meant to go. I don't obsess about it. And what happens after that always is that something replaces it, always. So open up space, intend that a beautiful ring is going to come to you to replace the one you lost, and it's going to be even better than the previous ring. Because for me, it worked like that with many jewelry pieces. So if something serves its purpose, it could be jewelry, it could be a crystal, please let it rest in peace. That's it. It's like our bodies. One day comes and they don't function anymore and they have to go. We label it as death, and that's it. And when death comes, the bodies have to go. It's the same for anything you see around you. Same thing even for your car. Your car helps you. You have to give it love. It hears you and it takes you from A to Z, wherever you need to go. So when it serves the purpose, please, that's it. It means it. That means that's it. You have to let it go, and something better is gonna enter your life. Same thing for your home. It works for everything. Okay. So I hope this helps. Let's see if there's another question before I wrap up this session. Let's see. Let's see what's going on here. I have King Solomon's sigil on my of my rings. That ring has attachment to it, and it has also kind of what are different. Yeah, yeah. Like if you have a seal, the seal of Solomon on one of your rings, it can grant you protection. It depends on whatever you intend it with, but jewelry can really help you on your journey for protection, for manifestation, especially for protection. Especially for protection. Let's see here. Um A new, let's see. Let's see. I'm just trying to find a question. Tatiana, thank you for the donation. Thank you so much. And it is accompanied with a question. Moldavite is a very, very risky stone. Can you explain the dangerous protections of different gemstones? Also, organite pyramids. I mean, okay. This can go on for hours because when you talk about crystals, rocks, and gemstones, you can go on for a long period of time. But crystals, they're alive, number one. That's why we appreciate them, even though they represent enlightenment and stillness because they don't move, yet they are full of energy. So they're the true representation of enlightenment. Because the goal of everyone is at the end of the journey to become as still as a rock, as a crystal, and yet embody so much energy. And they come from earth, so it's the earth energy. They have different energies, different purposes. But again, it depends. You can use different crystals for different purposes, but before I get into the details, I want to again remind you that it's about your intention. It's about what do you intend to the crystal to be. Each crystals carry a different kind of energy, but you have to try to feel that for yourself and then go on from there. Don't just read the book and say, okay, this book said that this rock, that aventurine, is good for this. Then, oh, I'm gonna no. Go to the crystal store. You know what I used to do because I don't use as much crystals anymore because I travel a lot and they're heavy. And I used to have tons of crystals in the beginning of my journey. Ton. I used to have so much. I used to have the big ones, the small ones, and I donated all of that when I started becoming a nomad. I donated everything. But you know what I used to do? I used to go to crystal stores and I used to see what crystal catches my attention and I hold it in my hands and I close my eyes and I try to feel what is the energy like. Is it fiery energy? Is it water energy? Is it calm? Is it the energy of doing something? Is it the energy of darkness? That's how I experimented with crystals. And you have to be careful because there's the fake crystals and there's the real ones. Now you can find a lot of fake ones, and the stores sell them as the real, as if they're real. It's okay if it's fake. It's okay, but like, just be aware that there are fake crystals. Be aware of that. Um, so feel the energy of the crystals. For me, I really used to love obsidian, black onyx for protection, for connecting to darkness. So you can use that because I used to be obsessed with obsidian. I even had the like the obsidian that's these blades or they're kind of like little knives because because obsidian is very sharp. So you have to be careful when you buy, if you buy raw obsidian, like the raw rock, not to cut yourself. So try to get the tumbled ones, or the ones that are shaped in in like a form that's not going to harm you when you hold it. So black tourmaline is also amazing for protection. Obsidian, black onyx, amethyst is amazing for opening up your crown chakra, connecting to the realm of the spirit. You find a lot of people in the beginning of their spiritual journey using amethyst because it's the color purple. Purple is the color of the crown chakra. It's also the last color of the visible spectrum. Beyond it, it's the colors we can't see. So purple is the last color. Violet. After violet, it's ultraviolet. We can't see it with our eyes. So that's why the color associated with the crystal can help you define its purpose. So amethyst has that beautiful purple. It's for connecting to spirit. For if you want to, for example, connect to the water elements, right? You have to go to the crystals that have that blue hue within them. Like you can use the lapis lazuli, like the one I'm wearing right now. This is lapis lazuli right here. It's blue. So it kind of embodies that calm, fluid water energy. But it depends on what do you want to associate it with. It depends on what do you want to intend the crystal with. So the color can help you identify that. If it's green, or it's the earth element. If it's blue, it's the water element. If it's red or yellow, it's the fire element. But don't get caught up in the details of what crystal is good for what. Follow your intuition. And that's why I don't want to give a lot of details about crystals or even other tools as well. I prefer to you find in your own path. Do the research, find your own path, find what works for you. And don't get caught too much into this crystal is gonna help me with this thing specifically. No, it can or it cannot. So that's my view about crystals. But there's so many kinds of crystals, and it's a realm, it's a world that you can get lost in. But crystals are beautiful. You definitely use them for your practice. And I'm gonna add one more question here because I think it's been. I think it's time to wrap this up. uh, let's see. Let's see. Uh, so okay. Someone here said, "Does Moldavite relate to Lucifer?" The stone that relates with Lucifer is emerald. That's why we have the emerald tablet of Hermes Trismegistus, not of Thoth the Atlantean. Please don't confuse that again. It's the emerald tablet, the one tablet, and it's called emerald because it's the stone. It was made from the emerald gemstone, and it is said that Lucifer, when he came on Earth, when he was cast away from heaven, another dimension, when he came to Earth, he had an emerald stone on his forehead, and he removed it. He removed that stone. It's metaphorical. We don't know if it's a stone like this or big or if it's something spiritual, but it is said that he had a stone in his forehead. He removed it and he left it on earth for whoever finds it. And that stone, the emerald stone, had the knowledge of the universe embedded in it. Fast forward, you have the emerald tablet of Hermes Trismegistus. that says the phrase "as above, so below." Not the emerald tablets from the book of the emerald tablets of Thoth the Atlantean. Not that. Not that. And I'm actually going to make a video about it because it creates a lot of confusion. That's a book written in the 30s by someone. I'm talking about the emerald tablet, one tablet, just one. And it says "as above, so below." That's actually where the phrase "as above, so below" comes from. It's the foundation of alchemy. It's the foundation of Hermeticism as we know it nowadays. So the stone of Lucifer is emerald, in case you were wondering. Moldavite is green, I guess, but like what I know is that it's emerald. And let's see, just maybe one. Yeah, someone mentioned actually you have a video about it. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you for mentioning that. I do have a video about that. Uh, oh, Emerald City, Wizard of Oz. Yeah, exactly. See, you start connecting the dots because there are people who know what they're talking about and they start embedding it in movies, in stories, and because they know the secrets, the occult. The occult is the hidden. So, um, create your own practices, books, or someone else's teachings does not mean they are good or true for you. Exactly, Lily Sanchez. I totally agree. I totally agree. That's 100% true. Um, here. Oh, thank you very much, Kira, dear. Could you please talk about how to help someone with spiritual psychosis? Psychosis. Can you be more specific about this question? Because I feel like I need more information to work with. Spiritual psychosis. Thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Uh, let's see. Gonna pick something else. Okay, I'm trying to find one more question. If you guys have, I'm looking in the first because I missed so much in the beginning of the live. There's so much that I missed there, and I'm kind of lost in. Uh, let's see here. What else? What else? So here, um, I saw this question here. Where is it? Where did it go? Where is it? I think there should be a better way to organize the questions versus the conversation. if YouTube could like separate them, separate questions from conversations that way, I could just go on directly to the questions easily. Cynthia, will you please go live more often? I'll try. I'll try. I'll try. It's about timing and just like the amount of time I have for these lives. I don't get a lot of time for doing these lives. My schedule is pretty swamped most of the time, so I'll try. If I find that this is helpful for you guys, then I'll go more often to answer your questions. And if not, I'll see. I'll see how I can fit it in my schedule. But here, someone asked question for tarot. This is not a tarot session. Sorry. Oh, okay. I'm gonna. I picked. Anu Sharma said, "What does angel number synchronicity indicate?" So angel numbers, they're basically, again, it's just another label for angel numbers. I don't never call them like angel numbers. I just say numerology, because the moment you say angel numbers, we're talking about religion again. We're talking about Christianity. That's the other. That's the thing with New Age. They relate everything to Christianity. Like it's almost. I feel like people nowadays want to merge Christianity and the New Age together, which is ridiculous. Because what's the point? It's like a spirituality, and the spiritual path is supposed to liberate you from religion, not make it worse. So I never call them angel numbers. Someone called them angel numbers, someone in a book, and everyone started calling them angel numbers. Why? Because it's new age. Um, I say it's numerology. Um, these sequence of numbers, they can represent a certain synchronicity that comes your way from spirit or from your guardians. You're about to do something and you see 111 or 333 or 666. You see it on the clock, you see it on your screen, on your watch, or anywhere. And it will relate to what you were thinking about. And it comes with a feeling, it comes with a hunch. You're like, oh, I'm wondering if I should do this. And then you look and on the left and you see 555 and it's speaking to you. It's like screaming at you. It means whatever you were thinking about, you need to proceed with it if you're having a positive feeling about it. If not, if you're not having a positive feeling about it, then you it means it's a bad thing. So it depends the feeling that comes with the numerology sequence that you see, and it's not always just 111, 222, all the way to 999. It could be 1212. It could be 333, 444. It could be like 9898. It could be different sequences of numbers that you can decipher based on the situation. So that's what numerology, uh, because numbers are also the language of the universe. They're like geometry, and they do represent geometry. They speak the language of the universe. So sometimes the universe wants to send you a message, a synchronicity, but it doesn't have a way to communicate with you because it can't speak like the words. So it will use numbers to speak to you. And if you start noticing those numbers more often than usual, many times per day, so for example, if you see 555, but many times per day, know that there's something that's about to happen in your life. But it depends. It can represent anything. It can represent like change. It can represent like it depends. For each person is different. Again, I don't like to uh, I don't like to give you something that's set in stone, because it becomes a religion. If I start telling you 555 means this, that's it. 666 means this, that's it. Then it's a religion. It's becoming a religion. That's why when I give you guys the information on this channel, I I like to leave it up to you. I want to give you little nuggets of information here and there, but at the same time, I want to leave up to you the rest. That's why I don't recommend books. You never hear me recommending books. It's really rare when I recommend a book. I don't like to say this equals this. This means this. This means this. Sometimes I do say that, and sometimes I don't, because this path, you need to figure it out on your own. It's your path. So, like, if I start like telling you exactly, um, like what everything means based on my interpretation, based on my experience, then it might not help you. So that's why I don't use the term angel numbers, because someone coined uh, that label, and now everyone says angel numbers. Who said that they're angel numbers? When you see the number, do you see an angel with it? And when we talk about angels, are angels real, or they're just other demons, other spirits? Have you ever seen an angel? Have ever angel Gabriel manifested in front of you and said, "Hi, I am Gabriel"? Or just because you read it somewhere that there's an angel called Gabriel and you believe in it? Which one is it? This path, and especially when we're talking about alchemy, um, uh, has to be carved. I always say this: you have to build it. It's not built based on you listening to someone or reading someone's book. You can do that, but at the same time, you have to build your own path. You have to carve it. So just remember that angel numbers, it's just synchronicity that comes through number form. Just remember that. Um, so let's see. Let's see what else. Oh, there's someone here because I have to wrap this. I have to wrap this up. So I either gonna stop here. So, regarding someone asked just earlier, someone asked about the spiritual psychosis or something like that. Where is it? Where is it? Helping with spirit. Well, so it. What earlier I asked about more specific situation or details about spiritual psychosis, about like what is it that is this stressing you, what is it that's causing you like fear or anxiety, or like this kind of unease, this feeling of unease. What is it that's causing? Because when you embark on this path, you're going to start seeing things, you're going to start meeting things and feeling things that are not there. So it's about the ability to handle them or not. That comes with a lot of experience. Like, let's say you encounter a spirit touches you. And I address this in a lot of my knowledge videos. So go to the playlist Occult Knowledge. I address this a lot. But for example, if you happen to meet a spirit, or something that has like a negative presence, or something that just bothers you, something that feels wrong, or you're like overwhelmed, you see so many things and you don't know how to control them, and that actually takes a toll on some people. It takes a toll on some people. It can destroy one's life. There's a lot of people that are labeled schizophrenic, and the truth of the matter is not schizophrenia. It's just the fact that their third eye is cracked open. They can see so many things at the same time. they're hypersensitive, they're clairsentient, they're claircognizant, they're clairaudient, and they're just like, and they don't know how to control that. The first time, I started seeing spirits, it just happened, and it happened randomly, and I struggled with that, and I actually talk about that in my other videos. I talked about that where I had my first awakening and started seeing spirits, and they were flooding from everywhere, and it was scary. It was very scary, and I made sure I told few people, and then I stopped because a lot of people were gonna start thinking that I'm crazy, that I'm hallucinating. And here, Kira, dear, thank you again for the donation. My family can't handle what they're seeing. I think it's related to spiritual psychosis. They're paranoid. That's this is a very this is a topic that deserves actually a video, because if there are case scenarios of people who are going through this, they can just, because it's hard to control. I might make a video about it, but if it requires, first of all, you have to cleanse your home, you have to protect, to do rituals of protection, you have to cleanse, there's a lot of things that you need to do in order to overcome this. I would call it overwhelm. I would say don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be paranoid, because nothing can harm you unless you allow it to harm you. Nothing can harm you. Nothing can invade your space unless you allow it. No, some things can invade your space, but if you banish them, they're not gonna come back. This is a whole different topic altogether. It's like we're opening the Pandora box, and this deserves actually another live or another video of 2 hours. So what I can tell you is that there are ways to overcome the spiritual psychosis and to not fall for the paranoia, because it can be overwhelming, and I'm speaking from experience, especially if you have the ability to see things that are not there. It can actually take a toll on your life. But acknowledge that, first of all, you're not crazy, and that is a gift that's been activated, and nothing can harm you as long as you keep yourself cleansed, protected, elevate your vibrations all the time, meditate, connect to nature, eat healthy, focus on the positive side of things. The spirits, if they're there, if there's malicious ones, they need to be banished, they need to be cleansed. If there's good ones, they can stay, they can help you. So there's a lot of elements to this. But if you feel that your mind is being consumed by these things that you can't explain, then it's a long journey. It's a long path. It's gonna take a while, for not only for you to get used to it, but to also understand how to deal with it. How to deal with it, because I'm speaking from experience, and in the beginning, it was not easy. It was not easy at all. So I'll address this in another video. I'll address it in another video, so I can talk more about it, because I was planning to wrap this up. So I'll address it in another video for you guys, and hopefully you'll get more information about how to deal with this. Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you also, Heaven Sent Hellbent. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you guys for being present. I appreciate you being here. You guys are awesome. You guys are wonderful. Remember, please, to always stay positive. What's happening in the world right now is crazy, but try to stay focused on the positive side of things. Try to protect your inner peace. Stay in peace always, always. Don't let external things and environments and people affect your peace. That's crucial for what the world is going on through right now. Please remember that. Thank you for being here. You guys are awesome. And I will see you in the next live, hopefully. I'll try to do more lives. I'll try. Okay? Thank you very much. If you have other questions, leave them in the comment section of this video, and you can rewatch this video again. And those questions, I can answer them in upcoming sessions. Thank you very much.